All right, Justin, what have you been playing this week?
Fire Emblem.
Oh, that stupid mobile game?
Nope. Game Boy Advance.
Okay.
Basically, what is called in Japan the Binding Blade, I think. But yes, the first one that came out in North America, the one with Eliwood, Hector.
Yeah.
It's still really good. It's, I mean, it doesn't have some of the features that the newer, latest games have, like where you have the option to turn off permadeath. You don't have that option in this game, obviously. But yeah, I actually really like this game.
Yeah, I mean, I remember playing it, that's probably 10 years ago or something, but I enjoyed it. I don't think I ever finished it, but yeah. I enjoyed it. Yeah, it's a good game.
Yeah, and I would recommend that game to pretty much anyone who would be willing to try the series or...
I really wish Nintendo had in their eShop, like, you could get Game Boy Advance games.
I want to say they can on the Wii U.
Yeah, they can.
Yeah, okay, so how about on a real console?
Yes, I know.
3DS or Switch?
Yeah.
Most likely Switch, because it's what they've been pushing over the last while.
I'm really hoping they do more for the Switch. Like, they said they got rid of Virtual Console. I'm like, why? But, like, I want to say they should bring several of the Game Boy Advance games over. Like, there's a lot of good ones that are just getting lost to the times. Like,
yeah, like, okay, so for example, like, I want to play Golden Sun.
Okay,
but that game is not available anywhere.
Despite on the Wii U, which does not exist within your mind.
Well, I'm not going to buy a Wii U to play, like, one game.
Duly noted.
Mm-hmm.
That's dumb. If it's available on the Wii U, it should be available on the Switch. It's literally the same fucking company.
Yeah, pretty much. Honestly, It's one of my particular thoughts of, this thing still kind of exists and you're keeping it on the system that's with a specific crowd, but not exactly to everyone, especially not everyone who has these Switches. What are you doing?
And I mean, if they bring Virtual Console or something like Game Boy Advance to Switch, of course I'm going to demand Mother 3. Of course I am.
I think just about a decent percent of people would most likely say that. It's still one of the games on my list that I still actually want to play.
That's Earthbound, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
It's the third game in that series.
Yes.
But isn't Mother 3 the one that came over as Earthbound, or are they different games?
No, Mother
2.
3 is the one that exists only in Japan but hasn't been brought here.
Yes.
The closest thing I think you can still do is I think that fan site still has it that you can download in a certain way.
You can find an illegal ROM and then patch it, and then you can play it in English. Sure, I already did that, and I enjoy it. I wish I could give Nintendo money for this.
Yeah, it's super frustrating that they don't have... Like, I get that Sony doesn't allow you to buy all of the stuff on the PS3 on the PS4, but at least I can just turn on my PS3 and buy it, and the PS3 was a massively successful console.
Yeah.
The Wii U was not.
Yeah. I agree on that.
Yeah. Dave, what have you been playing?
Kind of the typical sort of stuff. Sticking with the mobile games and the couple of handhelds that I have. I did finally manage to rip the cellophane off of Kingdom Hearts 3 and get that one started. And it's definitely been fun, though a little bit speedy. Not sure if it's been a while since I've done any fast-paced action sort of game like that, or it's just been a while since I played through a Kingdom Hearts game. But nevertheless, it's been fun so far, and running up walls is amazing.
Yeah, I'm not going to play Kingdom Hearts 3 probably ever.
Duly noted. Most likely because you'd be diving into the deep end of most everything if you started with that.
I started Kingdom Hearts 1, and while I didn't hate it, I don't quite get what everybody loves about the franchise so much. Like, I've tried a couple of the games, but it just doesn't appeal to me.
It's mostly the fandom and how the fandom sort of reacted to most everything within it. I can understand it, but in my case, I'm definitely not the biggest fan when it comes to Kingdom Hearts stuff.
Well,
I definitely enjoy it for what it does, but it wasn't super insane when most everything went on.
This would be a concept that would appeal much more to me if it were like Disney and DC or Disney and Marvel instead of Disney and like Final Fantasy.
Nah.
Because come on, Goofy against the Joker?
Well, the whole reason...
10 on 10.
The whole reason it was like that is because they were in the same building.
Right place at the right time.
Yeah, basically. Just a random conversation in the elevator turned into Kingdom Hearts.
it just doesn't appeal to me because I'm not that big of a Disney fan.
Aside from that, I jumped onto my Switch and picked up the Tetris 99 game and managed to play a game or two of that, discovering that despite one of my first video game experiences being Tetris, it's been quite a while since I played it.
Yeah, it takes a bit to get used to any of the techniques if you want to actually be able to win the game. Which I did manage to do once.
And aside from that, I picked up the couple of demos for Demon X Machina, as well as the Pokemon Let's Go series that they have on the Switch.
Okay.
Haven't had a chance to touch them, but yeah, for the weekends.
Okay, so I've played a few new games this week. So first off, we'll start with the one that I bought that was pretty cheap, called Crocs World.
Crocs World.
Yeah, you play. So you play as a little crocodile dude.
Okay.
And it's like a platformer, much in the same vein as like Super Mario 3. It's like the 2D style. It's very bright and colorful and kind of.
Okay.
Right. It was originally on like Android phones and was ported over to the Switch. Okay, so it's fun. Like there's so you're running through the levels and you like hit the thing and you can get like the first power up you get is like a football helmet.
Okay.
And that allows you to like jump and break bricks because otherwise you can't do it with just your regular head.
Okay.
All right.
Like
fair.
the second power up you get is like a bag of rocks, and you can use that as like a distance weapon throughout enemies.
Okay.
The only problem I have with the game is the jumping. So you know how in Mario, like the jumping is like I don't know how to explain it, but it's like
you push a button and he jumps?
No, that's not the problem. Like it's
okay.
not input lag or anything. It's like
physics.
Yes, it's the physics of the jumping.
Oh.
Where in Mario, it has this very like I don't know how to explain it, but in Crocs World, it's like you jump like crazy high, and it's really weird. It's like super floaty.
Oh, okay.
I see.
It's not bad. It just takes some getting used to. Because like you can like adapt to it pretty easily, but it's a little weird the first couple of times you play. Other than that, considering I think it was like $5, it's probably worth picking up. It's fun enough. I also bought Final Fantasy VI for on the PlayStation 3, which is just a port of the PlayStation 1 game. I nearly had a seizure when I saw the opening movie.
Well, yeah, this was the thing that was like new to the Super Nintendo when it came out.
No. So on the have you seen the PlayStation version?
I actually haven't. No.
Okay, so the PlayStation version opens with a PlayStation 1
I
animated cutscene.
Oh. I wonder what they show in that.
The one big image I remember was
Actually,
Cheska's face.
You remember the like opening cinematic in the Super Nintendo version?
Don't think it really had.
It kind of does.
It kind of does in the Super Nintendo version.
I guess.
Yeah. So the PlayStation 1 before the like main menu, it's like it's meant to be super flashy, but it looks really bad.
Well, it was PlayStation 1.
Yeah,
at the
of
time.
course. And I'm watching it on a much bigger TV with a much higher definition than would have been common
Yeah, and these
at
are
the
like
time.
large pixels on the.
Yeah, it looks really bad.
I mean,
Okay.
I understand. If it was like on a CRT TV.
Yeah, if it was on my
fine.
19-inch CRT TV, it'd probably be fine.
Yeah.
But on 40-inch 1080p,
You really see the crispness
really-
of those pixels.
you really get all the pixel action. But I got past that, and I started playing the game, and I don't really want to fully review it, but I've enjoyed it, because it's very much like the only style of RPG I can stomach.
Okay.
With like the Super Nintendo style graphics, and
Yeah.
like a pretty basic turn-based system. Don't get too fancy on me. That's more or less my game.
Mm-hmm.
Can handle that.
I can't remember correctly, but I think with 6 it was the case that it went a bit more action-oriented with the system.
It's
or was
ATV.
it-
But
Oh,
actually,
okay.
there is like a character that you have to do some button inputs to do certain moves.
Yes, with that specific character.
like his blitz whenever you would ever get to that point.
I can't specifically remember his name, but he's a fighter character and has mechanics like a fighter-style game.
And yeah, he can suplex and all that stuff. But yeah, he can also suplex a train.
Yeah, I know. I read that somewhere, and I'm like, this is either the greatest game or the worst game.
You might need to see it to actually believe it.
Well, the thing is, you would have to pull it off while you're playing, like fighting against the ghost train whenever...
Like, what kind of suplex are we talking here?
He grabs it, jumps up, slams down with it.
That's not a suplex.
What is the sprite character going to do?
Well, okay, a suplex...
I know, it's like...
Yeah, that would be back. So just like a body slam. That's what you're telling me, or like a scoop slam.
It still calls it a suplex, though.
Well, then they got it wrong.
Well, this is also a translation from a Japanese game that only had 16 bits to work with.
If that's... Yeah.
Yeah,
it has limitations, but it's visually something.
Anyway, it looks really nice. Because I really like that era of gaming. Because to me, that holds up so much better than PlayStation 1.
Yeah, I do agree. If I play like a PlayStation 1 game, like I was playing Legend of Dragoon, the 3D models kind of look but ugly, and like the backgrounds are basically a still image.
Yeah, like to me, the worst era of gaming to go back to is PlayStation 1 and like Nintendo 64.
I don't mind Nintendo 64 too much.
Okay, some N64 games are better, but there's still a lot of them that are fucking terrible. Like, stuff made by Nintendo tends to look better.
Yeah.
But some of the third-party stuff is pretty fucking rough. But it's like, the system is powerful enough to technically do 3D, but it can't do 3D well.
And the frame rate is another thing to take account for when it's like that.
It was 3D graphics in its infancy. Sort of the idea.
It's one of those things where we probably should have stayed at 2D for another generation and then got into proper 3D that didn't look like trash.
Was that near the endish around PS1, or was that
I want to say it's
more
like
into
99.
PS2?
I want to say it was like 99 maybe that it came out on PS1. Anyway, I also started playing another game that I don't really want to fully review yet because I haven't finished it, and that's Hellblade Senua's Sacrifice.
Oh, yes. I'm guessing on the PS4?
Yes.
Okay.
So the game does something that fucking terrifies me at the beginning. So, like, you start off the game and you're in this canoe and you're going through, and, like, you have to play this game with headphones.
Oh, okay.
So you're, like, paddling your canoe down this river, and all of a sudden, in your different, like, sides of your headphones, you start hearing different voices all over the place.
Oh, okay.
Which is super creepy, because I knew it was coming because I knew what the game's about, but it's still super creepy.
Right.
Yes.
And then when you get to the gate to, like, the hell you're going to, the game says, like, oh, if you die too many times, I'll erase your progress.
Oh, thanks. Cool.
Apparently the game's just working you, and it won't actually do that, but it's meant to just fuck with the player.
I don't want to get into Nier Automata spoilers, but...
Oh, yeah. Apparently this game won't actually do it.
Okay.
But it's basically done just to make the player more anxious.
It's a case with Eternal Darkness on the GameCube. It kind of, with that one, it has the same sort of idea where it does specific things to kind of mess with your mind and
it messes with the player
anxiety. Not to that same sort of extent, but to certain sort of spots. Because I know from Hellblade, it's to sort of explain mental sort of stuff.
Hellblade is dealing with a character that has, like, mental illness, and it's like, so you're getting, like, basically, like, auditory hallucinations and visual hallucinations throughout the game, but it's not like Requiem was much more like we're trying to fuck with the player. This is more we're trying to make the player understand what that is.
Right, where
Right.
with
Okay, got it.
Requiem, it's more for horror purposes and
Yeah.
anxiety. This is more as an experience to sort of understand how the
Like
game
trying to go through what a person deals with like a mental
Psychosis.
disability.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
It's specifically like for like psychosis and what's the other one? Schizophrenia.
Yeah, okay.
It's very much that, and it's a really cool effect, but like you have to play it with headphones on, because otherwise, like the auditory stuff wouldn't be nearly as good. But highly recommend the game, even though I'm only like maybe an hour and a half into it.
Neat.
It's a lot of fun. The combat's pretty simple, and the puzzles are all pretty simple, but it's a fun time. I also played Tetris 99,
Oh yeah,
which is fun.
Yeah.
It's just Tetris, right?
Yeah.
But Tetris is fun. I think the best I did was like I placed 20th or something.
better than me at the very least.
But yeah, I mean, if you have a Switch, I mean, I don't know why you wouldn't get it.
And you have the internet. And
Yeah, you
paying
do
for that
require
stuff.
the online
The online
pass.
thing, but the online pass is like $25 a year.
Yeah,
or
nothing
something.
super
Yeah.
crazy.
And even cheaper if you have like a family plan or something.
Yeah, get it. It's really good. It's a lot of fun. Yeah, so I don't think there's anything else I've played this week that I wanted to talk about. Anything for you guys?
Nothing of note. I've been playing a lot of Fire Emblem though. Got rather addicted to the game again.
I think the only one other thing that's crossed my mind, kind of in two different senses, is one particular game that I had my eye on that I'm still a bit hesitant to pick up is the new Resident Evil 2 that's been released on the PlayStation 4, where my experience with Resident Evil hasn't been a lot. The very most that I have are a couple of the specific gun shooter Wii games, and a bit of experience with Resident Evil 5 on the Xbox 360.
Did you play through 4?
Not with 4, no.
Okay,
but
okay.
I know of most of the history since I was intrigued by a couple specific games but could never manage to play through the game with tank controls.
I'm kind of curious to see how the original games play.
But with story and concept, 2 was always my favorite with everything that had happened within the story. And with this new game sort of coming out, it leaves me thinking, ooh, it gives me the chance to play it, but also kind of what I've seen and with how it sort of works, I'm not sure if I'd be able to manage.
But yeah,
these.
apparently this one's actually terrifying and stuff.
Okay. I really like the game for what I've played. I am not a horror game person. I am a chicken, and the game is spoopy. It is very spoopy.
You have to deal with lickers. I'm not too surprised.
I haven't even got that far.
Duly noted.
It was just the zombies. I was like, oh shit. I don't know how good the experience would be on a PlayStation. Just playing it with a controller seems weird to me, because it's basically a shooter that requires accuracy. And I don't know how that would work on a controller.
Probably more terrifying.
Because you'd be way less accurate. Oh god. I'd die. At least on the PC I could like aim fairly well when I wasn't like ducking behind the covers and being like, ah! Spoopy zombies. Oh, when a zombie bites you, it's the most terrifying thing ever.
Yeah, I've seen a cutscene of that. Ugh.
Yeah, I highly recommend the game, but I would probably wait until you can get a gaming PC and play it that way.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I'd had the patience and or understand all the specifics of what the heck I would need. And quite honestly, even the money. Who knows how much I need to toss down to have a gaming PC up to your guys' specific specs.
And then David would use a controller anyways.
Oh,
Because he doesn't understand how to use WASD and mouse, probably.
My apologies, I have my biases.
you heathen. Join the glorious PC master race.
The last thing we need is to start a discussion about that, so I suggest we finish it here.
Okay. So anybody who actually says PC master race and isn't joking is an asshole. Just saying. I am somebody who enjoys my consoles.
I enjoy consoles and PC.
Yeah, I have consoles and a PC. I don't get why there's this huge...
And then I don't see a reason to get an Xbox One because I have a PC.
Yeah, that's true. Like, what does the Xbox have going for it again?
There are things.
Game Pass. Game Pass is like the only thing.
Right.
And if that comes to Switch, like is rumored, well, I'll buy it. But
yeah, we'll see what happens with that anyway.
I really hope it does.
I mean, it says that Xbox Live is coming, but I don't know what that means or entails.
Yeah.
Well, if it's anything like 360's Live and whatnot, it could be fairly decent depending on what they decide to place on it.
I don't know.
Yeah, nobody
we'll have to
really
wait
knows.
and see.
Alrighty, so if neither of you have anything to add, I'm Paul.
I'm Dave.
And I'm Justin.